There's actually been an uproar in the Hamster KOMBAT community that the tokens are actually very, very small. Prior to this time, there has been speculations, even Binance actually carried it, that 1 million profit per hour was going to give 1,000 Hamster tokens. So our hopes were actually very raised, only to come here and now see that our tokens are actually very small. This is a bit confusing, and that is because Hamster KOMBAT has not said anything about it. If you look at the normal English, this is unclaimed, right? And considering the information we have on withdrawal, this means that we are supposed to directly claim this number of tokens, right? But Hamster KOMBAT told us from the initials that we are not going to receive the whole airdrop, isn't it? And they were very specific. They said we're going to receive 20% of the airdrop on the listing day and 20% over the next 4 months. That's a vesting period of 4. So if you actually followed the information they gave us, stating that we're going to claim 20% of our airdrop on the listing day, then that means that we are going to receive this next unlock on the listing day. I want us to really reason it, because since yesterday I've actually been thinking through all of these things, and if you look at this, Hamster KOMBAT has not said anything. And the reason I've actually been thinking through these things is because I did Cartesian and I had over 600 and something million, but Cartesian actually gave me just 2 cards. If you look at it, the numbers really don't match, and that is what I am thinking Hamster KOMBAT is going to do. I've tried to gather some information based on what Hamster KOMBAT educated us from the initials, and I have come to a conclusion that Hamster KOMBAT would likely pay us this next unlock on the listing day. Based on the information that they gave us, that we are going to be paid 20% of our airdrop on the listing day, and we're going to be paid the next 80% in the fraction of 20% for the next 4 months. This is actually what I am concluding based on all the information Hamster KOMBAT has given us. Right now, Hamster KOMBAT is actually silent about it. So if Hamster KOMBAT is actually working with this, then that means Hamster KOMBAT is definitely going to list at minimum $0.5. And it's very possible Hamster KOMBAT can hit $1. And the reason I'm actually saying this is because they said we're going to get 20% of our airdrop on the listing day. 2,882.520981759 Hamster token is obviously not 20% of 3266.3 Hamster tokens. Are you getting my point? This either is not 20% of it, but it seems closer to 20% than this. Are you getting my point? This is the conclusion of the whole matter, and this is just my opinion, because in the long run and in the end, it's Hamster KOMBAT that are going to decide what they're going to use to pay. We don't have a say. My point is this: if Hamster KOMBAT is actually going to release the whole unclaimed to us, then the listing price is going to be at 0.1. But if they actually move with the 20% of our airdrop on the listing day and 20 for the next 4 months, that's the vesting period, then the listing price of Hamster KOMBAT is going to be minimum 0.7, and Hamster KOMBAT can actually list at $1. This is actually what I am concluding based on the information Hamster KOMBAT gave us and based on the English they actually put in here. I can be actually right and I can be actually wrong. The whole information and the whole power is actually with Hamster KOMBAT. So let's move to our calculator and see what that's going to give us. If they're actually using the unclaimed, so we'll be having 2382.5 multiplied by our listing price is going to be 0.1. So that's going to give me $238.25. And for me to get the equivalent in naira, I'll multiply it by 1,700. And this is going to give me 405,025 naira. So that means on the listing day, I'm going to get 405,025 naira. And the second scenario, which is the next unlock, 383.79, the listing price is going to be minimum 0.7. So I'm going to multiply it by 0.7, and you can see this is $268. So if I multiply this by 1,700, this is going to give me 456,710.1 naira. And for me, this is what seems feasible based on the information Hamster KOMBAT has been giving us, that we are not going to receive all of our airdrops. I hope you get the aspect I am coming from. And if Hamster KOMBAT actually hits $1, which is very, very possible, then I'm going to be getting 383.79. And if I multiply this by 1,700, I'm going to be getting 652,443 Nigerian naira on the listing day. This is the first money I'm going to collect. Then I'm going to collect the next 80% in the fraction of 20% for the next 4 months. The next unlock is what I am banking on the Hamster KOMBAT would likely use to pay us on the TGE. That is on the listing day. But nevertheless, let us just watch and see, because right from the very onset, Hamster KOMBAT has been very mysterious. And it's because of this, their mysteriousness, that it seems as if we are confused. Let us all stay calm, but this is exactly what I think. So I'll need your comments, I'll need your reactions. I will actually be watching the comment section. What do you think? Do you think Hamster KOMBAT is going to give us the whole unclaimed tokens, or do you think Hamster KOMBAT is going to give us the next unlock on our listing day, and they will give us that same next unlock for the next 4 months? Which of them do you think is going to be the working document? I'll be looking at your responses in the comment section, and I'm going to be responding. If you found any form of value from this video, please, I would like you to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification to get all notifications so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. Do watch join our WhatsApp group, where we share with you various updates on cryptocurrency and airdrop. Link in the video description. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.